بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين اللهم علمنا ما ينفعنا وانفعنا بما علمتنا وزدنا فقها وعلما في الدين اللهم اجعلنا وإياكم من أهل القرآن وأهل الإيمان وأهل الإحسان. Respected brothers and sisters, inshallah continuing our Arabic class, and today we are going to introduce more letters. Today also we are handing out the key, the table for the letters. It's a beneficial guide that I prepared, and inshallah you can use it. With every letter I made a table in the 4 positions that we always talk about: the standalone, initial, middle and final. As I said, every time we discuss the Arabic letters, when it comes to basic writing and basic reading, we need to understand these positions. Remember that we established that any letter in the Arabic language, we can look at it as the full form or the face form, right? You see my full body, you can recognize me. You see my face, you also recognize me. So we have the standalone form. If we put a wire before it, we produce the final form, the last position. And if we produce the face form, I put a connection wire before it and I produce the middle form. So let's go back to our table and do some quick review. This is the standalone, initial, middle and final. Thus far we have introduced the letters from Ba, Ta, Tha, Jim, Ha, Kha, Dal, Dal, Ra and Za. We also introduced the 3 long vowels and the 3 short vowels. So this is our bank. Just quick review over here. Let me put it here. We introduced the A, the U and the E. These are the 3 long vowels. The daughters of these are the Fatha or just A, the Dhamma which is U, the Kasra which is E. Remember very importantly that the short vowels are not letters, they are symbols associated with the letters. These are the letters of the Arabic alphabet. So A, U, E, E. And we said also that the general rule is that according to the speed of speech, whatever the long vowel sound, the prolongation, then the short vowel would sound half of that. Can anyone of the brothers help me with the papers inshallah and hand them out? Jazakallah. Okay, so these are 3 Arabic letters. We also introduced the boat family or the cooking pan family, which is the Ba, the Ta and Tha. And this is very logical. Ba sounds like B in English, more or less. And the memory aid was one dot at the bottom sounds like Ba. 2 dots at the top sounds like Ta. And 3 dots at the top sound like Tha. So this would sound like the TH in the word 3. We also saw the belly family. Jim, Ha and Kha. Jim, J, Ha and Kha. Also, the 2 sisters Da and Tha. Da, more or less like the D in English, like David. Tha, like the TH in the word there or that. And finally, we introduced the Ra and the Za. Ra and Za, like Robert and zebra. Okay? We also introduced the concept of the non-connecting letters from the left. And we said that there are 6 letters in Arabic that do not permit connection from the left. And with this many letters that we covered so far, we have all these 6. They are precisely the A does not permit connection from the left. The U does not permit connection from the left. And also these 2 and these 2. What does it mean that the letter does not permit connection from the left? We said that the Arabic letter assumes 4 positions. So the standalone is just like my body like this. Initial form, it's the letter and extending the hand to connect with the following letter. So the initial letter extends a hand from this side, because Arabic is written from right to left, right? The middle position, the letter would connect from this side and this side. And the final position, the letter will connect from this side only, because I am the last letter. In the case of these 6 letters, they do not permit that connection from the left. And the reason is because they might get confused with other letters. So they do not permit that connection, that wire connection from the left side. These 6 letters. What happens is that the standalone form and the initial form will be the same, and the middle form and the final form will be the same. So this is a quick review to what we covered thus far. So inshallah we are going to continue. Everybody has a copy of the table? Inshallah we will try. Brother Dir, I don't know if we have a way to provide this on the website.
Yeah, I'll scan this.
Yeah, or I can send you the electronic copy, whichever is easier.
Yes.
So we can provide it inshallah for everyone on the website of the Masjid. So if you would like to print it, it's good inshallah, and it will help you. Alright, so today's letter is the sa sound and its sister, the sha sound. Sa and sha. Okay, these 2 sounds exist in the English language. Sa would be like the S in the word Sam or Scott. So let's cover this letter. I need to erase. This is the basic shape of the letter Sa. Remember, I'm pronouncing the sound of the letter because I'm not interested in the name of the letter now. And we established the reason that when we read in English, we don't read M, Z, F, R. No, we pronounce the sound of the letter. So it is more beneficial at this stage to learn the sound of the letter than to learn the name of the letter. Okay, so this letter sounds sa, sa. Of course, it's going to depend on the short vowel. It could be sa, it could be su, it could be si. And the sister of this letter is exactly the same shape, but with 3 dots on the top. Let's put the dots with another color. According to the table, what was the example I gave for this letter? Let's start using the table, inshallah. Which was the sheriff, right? So this letter sounds like the SH in the word sheriff. How do you spell chef? Chef.
Yeah.
No, chef is CH, right?
Yes.
Okay, we'll keep it like that. It's fine. Okay. So sa and sha. These are the standalone forms. As we said, we need to take any letter that we cover to our bread and butter, which is our famous table of the 4 positions. So let's do that. Here's my standalone sa. You can notice it has how many teeth? 1, 2, and here's the third one. 1, 2, and here's my third one. So when I make it initial, I'm going to extend this part so the letter can connect from this side. Let's do it. Here's the first tooth, second, third, and I extend it from here. Let me rewrite it again. 1, 2, 3, and it connects from here. So this is the standalone form. This is the initial form. If I put a connection wire from this side, I will produce the middle form. And if I put a connection wire from this side, I will produce the final form or end form, right? So remember, the middle form I get from the face form, which is the initial form, and the final form I get from the full form. So let's do that. Here's a connection wire, and here is my sa and another connection wire. Because the middle form, it connects from here and here. We already covered the letters that connect, that do not permit connection from the left side. Therefore, all the coming up letters will permit connection from both sides. And the end form will be like this. So this is the sa in its 4 forms. The sha will be identical. The only difference is that it has 3 dots on the top. So I'm going to write the letter S next to this letter to remind you that it sounds more or less like the S in English. Now the sha will be identical. And this is the SH like in the word sheriff. And let's put the 3 dots in another color just to emphasize them. So here's my sa, here is my sha, and everything else is identical. Sha in the initial position, sha in the middle position, and sha in the final position. Do you see that clearly on the table?
Yes.
Okay. So this is how these Arabic letters look like in print. Okay, if you have Microsoft Word, for example, and you activate the Arabic language, that's what you see. In the last column that I called all, I connected the 3 letters together. So you may see how they look like in the initial position connected to the same letter in the middle position connected to the same letter in the final position. Am I making sense to everyone? Alhamdulillah. Okay. Very good. Any questions on the sa and the sha? So how many letters we have in our bank now? MashaAllah, you guys are getting rich, getting richer, or more rich every day. Every day, learning more letters. How many letters we covered thus far?
13.
So we have ba, ta, tha, jim, ha, kha, dal, dal, ra, za, sin, shin, sa, sha, and we have the a, u, e. How many letters we covered? About 17, right? 17 letters. MashaAllah. So now with these 2 we have covered more than half, right? We have 28 letters in the Arabic language. We covered 17. So we are getting toward the end, and that's good because we want to get quickly to the position to start talking about the Quranic Arabic, which is the main goal of this course. This is just an introduction, and for some of you it's a review and refreshment, inshallah. Okay, so let's carry on with more letters. You guys ready, inshallah?
Yes, sir.
Okay. At this point, I would like to introduce something called the big letters or the profound letters versus the delicate letters. Okay? So now we are going to get into some letters that the articulation point starts more or less similar to some of the letters that we have covered, but the way they end is differently. So in the Arabic language, we have delicate ending, and we have big and fat or great ending. For example, when I pronounce the letter ba, notice that the mouth opens. Ba, ta, tha. In the case of some of these Arabic letters, I'm going to be saying o. Notice the a versus o. Matter of fact, mastering this simple idea of articulation between the a and a, this would be like 70% of tajweed. Because when it comes to the recitation of the Quran, it's an exercise for the jaw. How can you go from delicate letter to big letter? Sometimes you have delicate, delicate, big. Sometimes you have big, big, delicate. Like for example, if we take Surah Al-Kawthar. So we have Inna a'ta. Notice, I went from a to o. Inna a'tainaka al-kawthar. Notice tha, r. Fa, sa. فَصَلِّ لِرَبِّكَ وَانْحَرْ إِنَّ شَانِئَكَ هُوَ الْأَبْتَرُ. So this idea of mastering delicate versus big is about 70% of tajweed and maybe more. So now we are going to introduce the first big fat letters, and the first one is called the sa. We just introduced the sa. This one is sa. Notice that the starting point is almost the same. The difference is how I end it. One is a, sa. The other one is o, so. Sa versus sa. So let's introduce the letter Sad, whose sound is sa. It is made with a globe and the part that we saw in the sa, which is the pot. So this is sa. Sa. So, now compare this to the delicate letter sa. We just covered sa. This is sa and this is sa. Like the word sabr, which means patience. Like the word sabir, which is a common name for the person who does the action of sabr. The word as-sabirin, plural of sabir. The word salah, salah starts with this letter. So now let's take this letter to our famous table. This is the sa. I think in the table I'm using the S underlined, right? Is that what I'm using?
Yes.
Yeah. So if one day we are trying to communicate through transliteration, I'm explaining something. If I write the letter S in English underlined, then I mean the big one, the fat one, the sa. Sa. Okay. So if you remember from the sa sound, what did I do? Remember the sa? It has one tooth, two, and the third one, which is the big one, right? Now I took this one, and I extended this one. So the same thing is going to happen here. I have a globe and the big pot. In the initial position, here is my globe. and here is a tooth that represents this side. Just like in the sa, I made it 1, 2, and I took the third one, which represents this one. Make sense?
Yeah.
So the sa is always going to be a globe followed by a tooth. This is very, very important. This tooth is not another letter just like ba, ta, or tha. No, this is part of the sa. And it comes from this round part, this part, which is part of the letter. Am I making sense to everyone, inshallah?
Yes.
So this is sa. Now it is very simple. I have the standalone form and I have the initial form. We call the standalone as the full form, and the initial form is the face form. Now just simply attach a connecting wire here and a connecting wire here to get the two other forms. Let's do it. So in the middle, I produce it from the initial form. Here is my connecting wire, here is my globe, here is the tooth, and here is my connecting wire. So this is the saw in the middle position. In the final position, I produce it from the standalone form. And here it is. So this is my saw. Saw. Now, as the list grows with more letters, the main job for the brothers and sisters who do not master the letters yet, to review them and make sure they associate and link the sound to the shape of the letter. Okay, this is very important, inshallah, as we are getting, covering more letters and getting to the end of this, to inshallah start the Quranic Arabic. Because when I write the ayat in Arabic on the board, you will be able, inshallah, to follow. So this is very important to do the review on daily basis. If you can just take 5 minutes of your busy time and review the table, this would be a great benefit, inshallah. Okay, so this is saw. Saw. So now we are seeing two cases in the Arabic language here. Case one is that we have letters that are similar in the shape, how they are written, and the dots will differentiate one letter from the other. That's one case. Another case of similarity, we are seeing that we have some letters that they start more or less at the same position, but the way they end makes the letter different. In this case, I mean delicate versus big and fat. Like for example, the sa and the sa. Sa, sa. Okay, so inshallah when we end, we are going to list these letters and compare them. So two comparisons in the head should be done always. Letters whose shape is similar, the only difference is the dots, how many dots and the position. And the second thing, the comparison between delicate and fat and big. Delicate versus big. Okay, this one has a similar sister. We just put a dot on the top. And this letter that I'm going to introduce is unique to the Arabic language, which means that no other language on earth has this letter. It's called Ba. Ba. The letter Dad. So the Arabic language is commonly known in the Arabic poetry as the language of the Dad, because this letter does not exist in its pronunciation in any other language. Now, there are other languages that took this letter from the Arabic language, but we are talking about originally. Yeah. So that's why the Arabic language is called Lughatul Dad, the language of the Dad. It sounds Ba. Ba. Now, which letter we covered that is similar to the Ba but delicate? Means Da. Can you locate it? It's the Da sound, right? Da is the delicate. Now we are introducing the Ba. So the Ba is similar to the Sa in the written form, but it compares itself to the Da when it comes to delicate and big. So let's write the Ba. I'm going to write the letter D. Sorry. This is the sa, the S underlined. So this is the sa. Now I'm going to the da, and I'm going to write a D with an underline. So this is the big da. In the initial position, here's my da. In the middle position, here's my da, connects from here and here. And this is my final position. So this is sa, and this is da. The month of Ramadan has the letter da. In Al-Fatiha we have the word وَلَضَّالِّينَ وَلَضَّالِّينَ. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us among those who are guided. Right? So sa, ba. Again, if you want to compare delicate versus big, this is associated with the sa, which is the delicate sound that starts more or less at the same position but ends in a delicate way. This is in red, the sa, and this one is the sa. This will compare to da. Da versus ba. So this is the da, and this is ba. So to summarize it again, at this point in the story of the Arabic letters, we are doing two comparisons. The first one we have done since we started, which is that many letters have the same shape, but the quantity and position of the dots will give me the other letter. Now we are comparing sounds. Many letters also sound almost the same, but some of them are delicate, such as the sa and the da, and the sister that sounds big and fat, such as sa compared to the sa and da compared to the da. Inshallah. So if we go to the table, let's look at some of these letters from the beginning. I'm just gonna get closer to the camera so people can see it. Inshallah, you will have this on the website of the Masjid, inshallah, to download it and print it. Okay, so the first letter on the table is A. We covered that. Ba, ta, tha. Then we have ja, ha, kha, da, dha, ra, za, sa, sha, sa, da. Okay? Any questions thus far? Alhamdulillah. Okay, I'm going to introduce two more letters. These two letters, also called big letters versus the delicate letters. So we are going to associate them with two delicate letters. These two letters are the ta, like the word talib, which means student or seeker of knowledge, talib, and the letter va, just like the word zahir, which means evident, right? Zahir. Also zarf, which means an envelope or something that contains something. Like for example, in Arabic we call the word yawm, when we classify it in grammar, we say it's zarf zaman. Zarf means it contains something, and it's zaman, which means time. So the word yawm indicates time. Zarf. Okay, so let's go to the table. Again, I know I'm introducing, many letters together, but this is actually a refreshment and a review. Okay? Usually in other courses that are dedicated to teach the letters only, we go a little bit slower. But inshallah, this is a good review because most of you know the letters. Okay, let's take the letter Ta. The letter Ta has a very similar globe to the Sa and Ba, but now instead of ending with that pot, that big tooth, it has a stick. It has a stick on top of it. So this is the basic shape of the letter Ta, just like the word Talib. Talib. My kids like French fries. They always ask for batata. It has two ta. Batata. Batata. Okay. Potato, huh? Maybe this word in English comes from Arabic, right? Potato. Batata. Okay. So the ta is very, very easy. This is my standalone form. And the initial form is very similar. I just extend a little bit the connection wire. So actually there is no much difference between the initial form and the standalone form in the letter Ta. It's basically the same, just extending the connection wire. Now I have the standalone and the initial. I can get the middle and final by adding connection wires. So in the middle, connects from here and here. Some people ask me, is the position of the stick important, or does it have to connect or not connect to the letter? It doesn't matter. As long as it's there, it doesn't matter. Yeah, you can look at the print, how it looks like in the computer, in the printout from the computer. And at the end, here is my Ta. Ta. The sister of this letter is called Dha. Dha. Like the name of the second salah or daily salah is Salatu Dhuhr. So it's not Zuhr in Arabic. In other languages it might use the za sound, but in Arabic is the Dha sound. Okay, now we learn the za sound versus this one coming up, Dha. Before I go to the Dha, can you bring the sister of this in the sound, not in the shape, in the sound, which is the delicate one? Which sound is similar to this one when it comes to delicate and big? So this is the big one, Ta. Which one you can compare this one to when it comes to delicate? The sound? Ta. So you can compare this when it comes to delicate versus big to the ta. So this is the delicate, the red one. Huh? It's ta. How do I produce it? By opening the mouth. Ta, ta. This one is ta, o. So we have a and we have o. This is the delicate and this is the big. Now let's introduce the sister of the ta in writing, which is the Dha. Dha. Let's write Dha. It's identical to the ta with a dot. Okay, so which abbreviation English, which transliteration I gave here? I think I gave a T underline. Right? So the underlining is.
Does the meaning change, the ta and the ta?
No, right now we're just talking about sounds.
Oh, sound.
Yeah. So in English, if I'm using transliteration, what is transliteration? Transliteration is when you use one sound from one language to represent another sound in another language. There are no rules. You invent your own rules. As long as you establish them at the beginning of the book or the paper that you are preparing, you are going to say, okay, this sound in the Arabic language, I'm going to represent using these letters in English. You are fine. You're telling me your legend, right? Your key. Then you can do the transliteration. But there are actually no rules. Obviously, people try to match the letters. But in transliteration, we are trying to represent one language using another language. So we can match some of the letters, but not all of them.
Okay, you're just trying to create sounds.
Right. Transliteration is about sounds. Like, for example, my name comes from Arabic. My name is Zaid. How do I best transfer these sounds into English so when I read it in English, it sounds more or less like my name in Arabic, the original language.
Yeah.
This is transliteration. Yeah. Okay, so this is the law. Now, which sound does this compare to when it comes to delicate?
Zay.
No. In Arabic, not in Urdu. In Urdu, yes, za. So this sounds law. In Arabic, the delicate one will sound more or less the same, but opening the mouth with the ending of a, which would be that. That. Remember, we covered the that. And the that was the sister of the da in writing with a dot. Making sense? Okay, I'm just trying to bring this comparison so you always, keep the letters in the mind.
Yeah.
Because teaching this, I noticed that many people, mashallah, they know the letters, but they confuse the ending between the delicate and the big and fat. Okay, so let us continue. So the shape of the law is very similar to the ta. Only it has a dot. So this is my initial law. Connects from here. In the middle. Connects from both sides. And at the end. This is the letter law. Remember the letters that I put in red, these are the comparison when it comes to sounds, delicate versus big and fat. Delicate versus big, right? And remember that 70% of tajweed when it comes to the recitation of Quran is simply the art of mastering the pronunciation, especially between delicate and big. So you are, mashallah, in the Quran, you are reciting sometimes delicate, then you go up for the big one, then you go down for the delicate one. It sounds like what do you call these things?
Roller coaster.
Yeah, you go up and down like this. So this is a great part of tajweed. Once you master that, inshallah, your tajweed becomes much easier. Yeah. Take for example the first ayah in Al-Fatiha. We say Alhamdu. Delicate. Alhamdulillahi ra. Rabbil Alameen. So in this entire ayah, I have only one that is big, which is the ra. Right? Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. So tajweed is about this. 70%, maybe more. Okay. So this is the ta compares to ta. La compares to that. Now remember, if you go back to your guide, the red sound, that, it sounds like TH in the word that, for example, or there, the. Okay, Any questions on these two? Should I cover two more or should we practice? Practice, right?
Practice.
Okay, so let's practice with the bank of letters that we have thus far, using the long vowels and short vowels to try, inshallah, to put all these letters together. So let's do that. Bismillah. Okay, so let's put our bank here. MashaAllah, it's growing every day. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make you rich in dunya and akhirah, and with the Arabic letters also. Okay, we covered the three long vowels, right? A, U, E. We covered the daughters, which are the short vowels. A, U looks like mommy, and E. We also covered in the previous classes the concept of sukoon. What does sukoon mean? Sukoon. Sukoon is the absence of a vowel. Absence of vowel. So any letter in the Arabic language that has sukoon has to be pronounced with the previous syllable, just like English. Remember that this is the Quranic sukoon. If you go to regular texts, the sukoon would be a circle. But we are using the Quranic sukoon because now we are talking about the Quranic writing here. Okay? We also covered more letters. We covered the three twin sisters. I'm going to put them together. Ba, ta, and tha. So this is the boat family. Some people who like to cook call it the cook and pan family. How many pounds of rice you can fit in there? Okay, 10, mashallah. He is cooking for the program on Thursday. Okay, so the boat family or the cooking pan, very similar. They are twin sisters, they are identical. The only difference is dots, position, and quantity. What else we covered? The belly family. Ja, ha, and kha. Now the kha is a big letter. Notice kha, kha. Yeah, it sounds like a macho man. You know? Okay. So a, u, e, ba, ta, tha, ja, ha, kha. What else we covered? The two sisters da and the. Who works with gold here? Yeah, this word is dhahab. Dhahab means gold. It also means, in terms of verb, he went. Dhahaba. Dhahab. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give you golden life in this life and the hereafter. Okay, so da. Now we bring the other two sisters, Ra and yeah, don't make mistakes in this letter. This is the first letter by name. If you make mistake here, then I'll think twice about giving you the certificate. No, just joking, inshallah. I love you all. Okay, so Ra and the sister Za. So compare Za and Tha. Tha like Dhahab, Za like Zayd. We're talking about the Sahabi Hadrat Zayd bin Haritha radiallahu ta'ala anhu, and Zayd bin Thabit, right? The great Sahaba, mashallah, radiallahu ta'ala anhum ajma'in. Okay, so Ra, Za. And today we covered Sa and Sha. What else we covered? Sa and Ba. Of course, again, I'm not pronouncing the name. You said it correctly. But today I'm interested in the sound. The sound, because that's what we use, more than the name of the letter. And lastly, we covered Ta and Va. Ta. Va. Okay, mashallah. So 1, 2, 3, 3 and 3, that's 9, and 4, that's 13, and 4, 17, that is. Mashallah. Alhamdulillah.
19.
Your bank is growing.
Yes, 19.
Huh?
19.
19, I'm sorry, yeah, 19 plus 2.
You forgot those two.
Yeah, these two.
Yes.
2 more less than
9, mashallah, 19, Allahu Akbar, 19. So inshallah, last class, next week class, inshallah ta'ala, which is the last class before Ramadan, we will finish all the letters, and this was the intention. So inshallah, in Ramadan, we'll make mashura. If you guys want to continue in Ramadan, we can do that, but it will be the moment that we enter, inshallah, with the month of the Quran, discussing the Quranic Arabic. Inshallah ta'ala. Inshallah ta'ala. Okay, so mashallah, 19 letters. That's good. That's excellent. How much time we have? About 10 minutes? Okay, let's use these 10 minutes to review how we connect these letters together and practice our reading. Mashallah, guys, this is the 3rd class and you are reading. Well, actually, you're reading from the 1st class. So you are an awesome class, mashallah. Very smart class. And hard-working.
Awesome style.
Inshallah. Allahumma taqabbalna wa iyyakum, inshallah. Okay, let's see. So if you have any words that you know of using these letters only, I don't want to use the letters that we have not covered. So if you have in mind any word from these letters, let's try to write it down. So let me think.
Shab.
Huh?
Shab.
What's, I'm sorry again?
Shab, like night. Shab in Arabic.
Night in Arabic is Layla, like Laylatul Qadr.
Layla wal
That's
Nahar.
But we have not covered the lam yet, the letter la. So we'll leave it. Let's see, Bismillah. Maybe we can write the word.
Tahir.
We did not cover the ha. Okay, even we cannot come up with like words. We just try to connect the letters, even they are not words. Do you have any word?
Alhamdulillah. Alif, Ha.
No, but we did not cover the lam. You're right, but we did not, and the meme, we did not cover it.
How about Rad?
Huh?
Rad. 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 Like the Quran, silver Rad.
Ra'd. We have not covered the ayn yet. Okay, let's just combine, inshallah, it doesn't matter. So, who would like to read? Rab. Notice that this is a short vowel. If I compare it to this one now, so this is Rab, which means Lord, sustainer, our Rab. Alhamdulillahi, Rab al-Alamin. Rab. This one is Rab. Rab. See the difference between the long vowel and the short vowel, right? This is not a word from Arabic, I just wrote it to compare. But this is Rab, which means Lord, sustainer, cherisher, the one who takes care of everyone, and he is in charge and in control. Rab. Okay, so Rab. Rab. Medicine, the word medicine, the profession, is the following. Tib. Oh, we can write the word doctor. I just remember.
Tabib.
MashaAllah. Let me just make it easier. I'm gonna erase this one because I don't want to confuse you. Now, this is the word doctor in Arabic. Ta, B. Why did I divide it here? Why am I making two syllables? Because the rule says consonant plus vowel, that's one syllable. I look at the next one. Does it have a vowel attached to it?
No.
Not a short one, but a long one, which is the E. So now this would be a separate syllable by itself. So this is ba, B. How about now? How about now?
Tabib.
So the minute I added that short vowel, I created an additional syllable. Yeah. And again, remember we discussed this before, the meaning of the word doesn't change. The short vowel and the last letter in Arabic is an indication of i'rab, which means the function of that word in the sentence, and this is another level of Arabic. This is grammar. Okay? So tabi bu in this case. Ta bi bu. If I don't have anything, what do I put here in my mind? Sukoon. Because I said, please, I know you are so generous, but do not invent any short vowel from your pocket. If it's not there, assume it's not there. It's sukoon. So now with no short vowel and this ba, this boils it down to two syllables. Ta, bi. What do we call Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? Musa is Kalimullah. Isa is Ruhullah. Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam Habibullah. So let's write the word Habib. Very similar to the word tabib. We just changed the ha, right? Ha-bib, Habib. So if you want to refer to Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, you just write the word Allah. Sometimes in calligraphy we do this. Connect the alif. So Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is Habibullah. Habib. Let's see.
Can we get the word Shams in there? Sun?
We can use this and this, but we have not covered the meme yet. The ma sound. Inshallah, we will soon.
Ruz.
Shahada.
Sheikh, you are hungry. Sheikh, my Sheikh is hungry. But I'll please you, inshallah. I'm hungry too for ruz. What does it mean, ruz?
Chawal.
Ruz.
Bread.
No.
Rice. Food.
Ruz. Yeah, it is food. Ruz is rice.
Rice.
Very good, mashallah. Good one. Ruz. This word entered to many languages of the world. And it comes from Arabic. Ruz. Like for example in Spanish, they say arroz. Which is the word ruz plus allu tarif. It's like the rice, arroz.
Roast con pollo. Chicken and rice.
Arroz con pollo, mashallah. We have Spanish speaking here.
Hajj.
Huh?
Hajj.
Yeah, Hajj.
Spanish class.
Brother Harun, did you want to say anything?
Juha.
Juha, mashallah, the famous Juha was a scholar, by the way. The original Juha. In the Arab culture, they finally made him a joke, but actually he was a great scholar, Juha. But he used to solve the problems in a very funny way, but extremely knowledgeable, extremely funny. I will tell you, I will end the class with a joke about Juha. Inshallah. Okay, so we have the word Hajj and the word Juha, and we will end inshallah. Okay.
One more. Shahada.
Yeah, we have not covered the ha, and we have not covered the closed ta. But we will eventually, inshallah, remind me, because this word is very important. Okay, so let's end with the word Hajj? Hajj. 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 And the name of our famous scholar? Juha. Juha. So I will end the class with a joke about Juha. One day somebody gave a rabbit to Juha as a gift. That man knew that the wife of Juha was a very good cook. So in his mind he said, okay, Juha inshallah will invite me, he's a very generous man, he's a scholar. So Juha cooked the rabbit and he enjoyed it. Next week that man came and said, Ya Juha, how was the rabbit? He said, MashaAllah, delicious. He said, well, I have to taste the food of your home because I don't know if it was delicious or not. He said, okay, come over such and such day. He invited him. So he came, MashaAllah, and Juha made ikram for him, sat down, ate. He said, MashaAllah, your wife is really a very good cook. And he left. 2 days later, 2 people came and knocked the door of Juha. And they said, Ya Juha, we are the neighbors of the person who gave you the rabbit. He said, Ahlan wa sahlan, ani khidmah, ani service. He said, we heard that your wife is a good cook. He said, okay, come on in, bismillah. And he gave the food. 2 days later, another bigger group of people came to Juha and said, Ya Juha, we are the neighbors of the neighbors of the man. 2 days later, another group, a bigger group, said, we are the neighbors of the neighbors of the neighbors of the neighbors of the man who gave you the rabbit. So when the 5th group came, what, about 50 people? So Juha, he said, okay, if this continues, I will not be able, alhamdulillah, I'm trying my best, but this is getting difficult. So he just brought hot water and he put it in front of
50-50.
the people. So said, Juha, what's this? This is water, hot water. What is the food? He said, this is the soup of the soup of the soup of the soup of the rabbit. وآخر دعوانا الحمد لله رب العالمين السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.